I'm often asked, do I really need an attorney to help me set up an LLC or a corporation? Can't I just go online or go to the Secretary of State's website and set up my own? I usually tell people that I don't recommend that they set up their own entities because it's very important that the documents that are prepared meet all the requirements of the law with regard to the formation and organization of the entity. There are more and more online websites that offer to guide you through this process, but I find that when I look at the documents that have been prepared by people who have used the online services or have done it themselves, they almost always fail to meet the minimum requirements of the formalities for an organization in the state of Texas. Just by way of background, the only difference between operating individually and operating as an LLC or a corporation is the formalities. The formalities consist of paperwork that's filed with the state at the beginning of the establishment of the entity, and those are the formation documents that include the certificate of formation and then the issuance of the certificate of filing, as well as the acknowledgement from the Secretary of State. But then after the entity is formed with the state, the organizational documents come into play, which may be bylaws, operating agreements, subscription agreements, organizational minutes or waivers in lieu of organization. All of these documents are what really establish the legitimacy of the entity. So when people say, hey, I can save, a few $100s or maybe even $1,000 if I do this myself, what do you say? I tell them that the money to get the entity set up properly is money well spent. If you get down the road and you have a valuable ongoing business and it turns out that the entity has not been properly formed, you could have significant problems. It could cost a lot of money later down the road. So I recommend don't try to save the dollars and do this yourself. Let it be done by a professional who knows what needs to be done and will make sure that your entity is properly formed and all the organizational documents are properly prepared. I'd be glad to help you with your entity. If you want to give me a call at 214-418-8381 or send me an email at johnworleyattorney, that's JOHNWORLEYATTORNEY @gmail.com. And thanks for listening.